Well, it may be time to trick or treat, but that doesn't mean you should go overboard with something sweet to eat. Dr. Susan Maples joins us this morning with ways to help parents and kids have a healthier Halloween. Dr. Maples, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Joanne. I'm very well, thank you. Considering it's Halloween, as you can guess, as a dentist and health educator and author of a parent health book, it's not my favorite holiday, but
but at the same time, I know you're not here to ruin everyone's fun.
Absolutely.
So
right.
Let's go through this. Let's start, well, with the basic idea. If you're trying to avoid candy, what are some good alternatives to candy?
Oh, alternatives. Well, there's nuts, and of course some kids have peanut allergies, but you can hand out nuts or skinny popcorn or little like trinkets like we give away in the dental office, like little slinkies, and there's lots online for little toys and things like that. A toothbrush, that might be a killjoy, but interesting idea. And anything that's not sweet, yeah.
Yeah, well, and these are good ideas, too, especially considering a lot of kids with allergies, so that accomplishes a couple of things at the very same time. But you say that not all candy is created equal.
No.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
We do know the evils of sugar. I mean, we all know it's addictive. We know it's really bad for metabolic health, precursor to insulin resistance, diabetes, obesity, and tooth decay. But for tooth decay, sticky sugars are the worst. They get stuck in the grooves of teeth. Anything that we have late at night before bedtime would be bad. You'd really like, ideally, to have the piece of candy with a meal after they've eaten a high-fiber meal, so it mitigates that insulin boost that causes the insulin resistance and pre-diabetes. That's a real fear, since by 2050, 1 in 3 of us will be diabetic. And in terms of kinds of candies, I guess anything with nuts would be better if you don't have a nut allergy, because then you're at least getting some fat and some fiber with it. So we're helping to mitigate some of that, that sugar rush into the bloodstream.
Right, and since sugar is the main concern here, what about like sugar substitutes? Is there a benefit to that?
Well, there can be. Right now, since we've replaced a lot of our sugar with high fructose corn syrup, which is 2 molecules of fructose, that can only be processed through the liver. So 24% of kids in the U.S. have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, having never had a drop of alcohol. So anything without commercial food is good in moderation. Again, I like the idea of having fewer sweets, because even artificial sweeteners can train the brain to like sugar and want sugar. But one artificial sugar, which is good for teeth, is xylitol. It starts with an X, and that is a sugar that does not allow the bacteria bugs in your mouth to produce the acid to cause tooth decay. It can, however, it's very toxic to dogs and cats, so you do not want to leave it around for them to get at.
Okay, very interesting. Well, and it's probably unavoidable that a lot of kids are going to have candy this evening anyway. I think you touched a bit on this, some of the best ways to consume it if you are going to have it.
Well, one of the things you can do is have a really frank conversation with your kids. Although it's fun to trick or treat, this stuff isn't good for you, and you know it. So why don't we pick out, a handful of our favorite candy, and let's let the rest go. Or you can wait till they lose interest over a couple of days and let it go, and throw it out. It's better in the garbage, even though it seems a shame to throw stuff out. It's really worth throwing out. But I think there's, again, a way to consume it with a meal, definitely with water after, definitely not within an hour of bedtime, since we stop salivating and the acids in the mouth really stay acidic and active all night long. And we used to say just eat it quickly and throw it down, and that way it bypasses your teeth. But we know that's really not good for the metabolism to throw that much sugar into your bloodstream that quickly.
Yeah, sure. And let's get back here finally to your expertise. I mean, you say that this is really a good time to kind of teach your children good dental habits.
Yes, dental habits and, of course, overall health habits. I mean, we all know the World Health Organization issued a warning that we as a country need to cut our sugar consumption by 75%. That's because we're way out of control in this. And so we all know that sugar and ultra-processed foods impact us negatively. It's a really good time to talk to kids about the fact that we get natural sugar in fruits and vegetables, and that we can taste it better when we're not bombarding our taste buds with these very pure, sugary sources.
Well, Dr. Maples, we appreciate you giving us tips for a healthier Halloween.
Thank you so much, Joanne, for having me. Happy Halloween to you.
Same to you. And of course, you can get all of these tips on our website, fox5atlanta.com. Well, the time now is 10:21, and still ahead, it is official. Tom Brady